Welcome to Speak for Yourself. I knew it. Here we go. We're bleeding off air, on air. Marcellus Wiley, who wants to social distance from Emmanuel Acho with your incidental spitting self.
I'm too close to you, Sel.
Yeah, you're going to spit on me.
I might have worse takes through osmosis.
Really?
Like, just by being this close to you, I feel like my takes might get worse, my outfits might get worse, my hairline might recede. I don't like this.
Oh, a little intimidated. That's what it sounds like to me. A little shook over here. We're going to see. And let's get it started in Kansas City with a team that looks shook. Because the Chiefs have been the AFC champs the last 2 seasons. Don't spit on me accidentally, for real, Acho. We're going to fight. But that could be in jeopardy. My Chargers. That's right, my Chargers. Lightning bolts handed KC their second loss in a row Sunday. Patrick Mahomes threw 3 touchdown passes, but he also threw 2 picks, including one late in the game. Come on. Justin Herbert followed that up with the go-ahead touchdown pass. Chiefs now sitting in last place. Sha'Carri Richardson in the AFC West. So, Acho, the Chiefs AFC dominance over? You caught that, Sha'Carri Richardson, last play? That's the new sticker.
Right, you are the best television personality as it pertains to throwing subliminal shade.
Oh, yeah, and overt.
You are truly the best as it pertains to throwing subliminal shade.
Emmy time for me. Thank you.
No, the Chiefs' dominance is not over. Can everybody calm down? Chiefs fans, my dog Nick Wright, everybody calm down. Calmate, I believe is how they say it in Spanish. Here's it is. The Chiefs were a fumble away, a Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumble away from beating the Ravens. We all know that. We all saw the game. Furthermore, the Chiefs forced the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson to go for a 4th down and won late in the game, a very risky decision just to ensure that they beat the Chiefs. Okay, let's fast forward. Week 3. The Chiefs were again a few turnovers away from beating the Chargers. Now, I know what y'all saying. Well, Acho's a part of the game of football. You turn the ball over.
You heard me.
Y'all know the easiest thing to fix in football? Ball security, particularly if it's not bad interceptions. It's like in basketball. If you lose a game because you miss a layup, that's a pretty easy fix. If you lose in track because you false start, that's a pretty easy fix.
I hear it.
The Chiefs are losing games because they're fumbling the football. America, Chiefs fan, Chiefs Kingdom. That's a pretty easy fix. Let's bring up the full screen, just so y'all know I ain't just out here blabbering. Tyreek Hill. He had a fumble this past game, but Tyreek Hill hasn't fumbled in 63 games. Clyde Edwards-Helaire before the last 2 weeks. He ain't fumbled in the previous 16 games. You all, this is an anomaly. This is not the norm. I talk to my dog Sel about this all of the time.
What are we talking about?
I do not freak out because of anomalies. And the Chiefs fumbling and the Chiefs issues with turnovers the last 2 games, that's a statistical anomaly. Tyreek Hill hasn't fumbled in 63 games. A fumble is an anomaly. Clyde Edwards-Helaire hadn't fumbled in 16 games. 2 fumbles, an anomaly. It's not the norm. And I do not freak out and base my emotional status based upon anomalies. I base my emotional status based upon a norm. The Chiefs right now sitting at 1-2, it's an anomaly. It's not the norm. Their dominance is not over. They will go back to being dominant. They just have to hang on to the ball. But guess what? It's the easiest thing to do in ball.
I totally disagree with everything you said there, but I knew this was coming. I was ready for this moment. I told you I went to the Rams game last night and came straight to the studio. Been sitting here for about 15 hours, ready. You could tell by my wrinkled suit, right? I'm in the building, and I'm ready for this one. Oh, my God, am I ready for this battle? I don't even know where to start, but let me just start here. I told you guys that it was premature to say that the Chiefs were dynastic. Everyone kept talking about how the Chiefs had a dynasty. I was like, winning 1 Super Bowl and making it to 2 Super Bowls is not a dynasty. Okay, so let's start there. Then you go forward and you realize, oh, the Chiefs are sputtering right now. But people like you are still holding on to this dynastic mindset that this team is supposed to just stamp it in. They're in the Super Bowl. Now you're looking at it like I have to question that. But now all you're doing is meet me where I've been. I've been here telling you there are issues with this Chiefs teams. So their dominance over. What dominance started? I don't understand. Let's start here.
Please.
Let's start here. Okay. Other teams that won multiple conference championships. Tell me if you hear any dynasties in here. Do you remember when the 2013 Broncos through 2015 went to 2 AFC championships in 3 seasons? You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Was that a dynasty? Yeah. We're a little closer now, so I can know when you're lying. 2008 to the 2010 Steelers, getting closer. Was that a dynasty? Nope. What about the Rams? Remember the greatest show on turf? Still not called a dynasty, even though they went to 2 championships in 3 seasons. I'm looking at the Chiefs right now like they are not a dynasty. They remind me of the Seattle Seahawks when they had young Russell Wilson. You know what that was? A year 2 quarterback who won a Super Bowl, a year 3 quarterback who went to the Super Bowl and lost that Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
Damn, did Patrick Mahomes in year 2 go to Super Bowl and then year 3 lose something? Was that a dynasty then? No, this is not a dynasty now. Now put your hands down, Reverend now. I got a couple more layers on
I don't
this.
want them.
You don't want
I don't want them.
I'm just going to give you this. Okay, and I'll give you this. 3 of the last 5 teams to lose in the Super Bowl didn't even make the playoffs the next year. More than half of the teams that lose the Super Bowl, oh my God, we're going to get them back next year. We're supposed to be dynastic. Didn't even make the playoffs. Let's talk about those Panthers, 2015. Rams, 49ers. You're going to add the Chiefs to this list if they continue the way that they are. Do you know that going back to last year, they've lost 3 of their last 4 games with Mahomes and the Chiefs out there together? Sad reality. Oh, only to those who thought they were a dynasty. To me, I already saw this coming.
Sir, and Sel, let me tell you about a reality.
Let's go.
Patrick Mahomes has lost 3 or 4 games before. We don't have to go too far back to figure out when calibrating. 2019 lost 3 or 4 games and won the Super Bowl.
Oh.
So I'm not worried about Patrick Mahomes losing 3 out of his last 4 games because the last time we saw that, the Chiefs saw this. And that was him hoisting up a Super Bowl. Now, again, here is why I know their dominance isn't over. And dominance is different than dynasty.
Let's go.
Their dominance isn't over, Sel, because anytime the Chiefs step onto the field, I'm still banking on them to win. And in all honesty, I know you are too. If the Chiefs step onto the field and were to play the Ravens again, the Chiefs would be the favorite. If the Chiefs were to play the Chargers again, the Chiefs would be the favorite. Here's what we have to assess right now. All NFL fans, ask yourself this question. What is more likely to continue? The Raiders staying undefeated, the Broncos staying undefeated, or Tyreek Hill, Clyde Edwards-Helaire to continue fumbling the ball and the Chiefs continuing to lose? Just ask yourself that question.
I will.
The answer to the entirety of this topic is found in that question. Because realistically, Raiders are a good football team.
Yes.
But they're 3-0 right now. It's not like they're about to run the table. The Broncos, I think Teddy Bridgewater's playing some phenomenal ball. If y'all don't watch them, please. But the Broncos aren't about to run the table, and the Chiefs aren't about to keep losing, Sel. So again, the entire division currently right now of that AFC division is a whole bunch of anomalies. It's not going to continue. Let's not overreact to what's currently occurring.
You know what's funny? Root of anomaly is normal. Did you know that? Just like I know you didn't, because you said that the Spanish version of calm is calmate.
I ain't took Spanish in about 8 years, big dog. I thought that was like ordering somebody to calm down.
It sounded like 8 lives ago. Calmate.
I can reach your notes now. You understand that.
What I got?
Wipe all the notes off the table.
Yeah, let's go.
Calm. If I breathe hard enough, you're going to lose all the notes. And now what? Now what you going to do?
I ain't got nothing. Calmate. Tranquilo. Welcome to LA, homie. It's like, calmate. You can't add ate to everything. And call it
Make your point, please.
Okay, I'm going to make my point. Here's my point. I love how you want to just go out there and really understate what ball security is and the transition from good ball security to basketball security. Oh, who cares? Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he ain't going to do it. You really? Ask Tiki Barber. Do you remember Tiki Barber almost got out the league because of a lack of ball security? It didn't turn into Tiki Barber the Great because of ball security. It took time. That is a major issue that's going on. And it's not just him. Patrick Mahomes throwing interceptions. Do you know that they have real big issues on both sides of the ball? Ball security on the offensive side. Defense, how's the rush defense doing? Oh, they're just 31st out of 32. Okay, Chiefs, total defense, how they doing? Oh, just 30th out of 32. Chiefs, are y'all getting to the quarterback? No, we 28th out of 32. Dog, you remember when the Chiefs were being let down by their defense and then they got to mid-pack, middle of the road team, and then we said, okay, they can make it work, and they won the Super Bowl. They are at the bottom again. This is going back to year 1 when we were like, oh, they're going to come up just short. You know why? Because their defense is going to let them down. And if their defense doesn't let them down, then the offense and the lack of ball security. So you pick your poison right now in terms of what are the issues with this team. I give you one more point. Because you said, oh, Mahomes has lost 3 or 4 before. Okay, respect. But has he ever lost 2 games this fast? 2018, it took him to week 11, Acho, for him to lose his second game. 2019, week 6, Acho. We ain't gonna count last year, but it was 14-1. He ain't even lose. Pandemic, bubble. 2021, week 3 already. What is going on with this team? This team,
Nothing.
Yeah, you know what's going on with this team?
Nothing.
They've been listening to the headlines created by people like you who already crowned them prematurely. And now they're trying to live up to that, and they haven't remixed their formula. They got the same kind of passing attack. So if you don't remix your success, your haymaker, and then everything else about you returns to a low, or other teams catch up because other teams are playing great, Justin Herbert, the defense of the Broncos, the Raiders on both sides of the ball, you're going to have issues. You have to remix who you are and reconfigure who you are. Can't go out there with the same move. They're going out there with the same passing offense, and everything else about them looks worse. And more importantly, even though they had a great rushing attack yesterday, they still got beat because it's not enough if you don't take care of the football.
So we've obviously are and have been in the middle of a global pandemic.
Yes.
We know we have been, right? COVID, everybody, we've been in the middle of a global pandemic.
High and low.
And if you all have ever acquired COVID over the courses of the last 15, 18 months, whatever the case may be, or your sibling, somebody you care about, then you've been on high alert.
Okay.
What do I mean?
On high alert.
You've been on high alert because if you are in a restaurant, I've been in a restaurant before. I've been in a restaurant sitting there eating my meal, during COVID, eating my meal, and all of a sudden somebody sneezes. And if they sneeze twice.
Well, they sneeze third time. You out?
If they sneeze third time, waiter, check, please. Now, just because somebody sneezes, does not mean that they have the COVID-19 virus. They might just be incidentally sneezing. So I'm not going to jump to a conclusion after someone else sneezes a couple times or I sneeze a couple times that, oh my gosh, everything in my life is coming to an end. I'm not going to jump to that conclusion.
Okay.
What you are doing, Marcellus Wiley, is jumping to a conclusion.
Right.
Oh, my gosh, the Chiefs lost. Oh, their dominance is over. The Chiefs lost twice. Oh, their dominance is over. Sal, don't jump to this conclusion, big dog.
Why?
Just keep walking from week to week and seeing what happens. Remember, Patrick Mahomes still hasn't lost a regular season game by more than one possession. He lost to the Ravens by a point. He just lost to the Chargers by 6 points. He lost last year to the Raiders by 8. Mahomes still ain't lost to an opponent in the regular season by more than one possession. So as I look at it, he is either winning handedly or he is losing closely. Either way, that still rings dominance.
Does this ring dominance? Chiefs are tied in points allowed, dead last at 31.7. Is that dominance? You walk out there and you say the other team's going to have 32 points. Now, Patrick Mahomes going to beat them. He's going to win some, and it looks like this year he's going to lose more. 1 and 2. So, Hatchu. Hey, bro, I ain't going to give you the third Hatchu. Bless you. From afar. That's what these teams are doing. Look, dog, there's two ways you get caught. You slow down or they speed up. The division, the conference has sped up. The division has sped up. And they are the same. They're running at the same speed. They're running this dynasty out there that you keep talking about that only has one Super Bowl to its name of we're going to have this high-power passing attack. And then we're going to try and get our running game going, and it's going to work. Oh, but now, guess what? We're going to leak over here in ball security. Oh, our defense is going to regress. But we're still a dynasty. How are you a dynasty when you look at other teams that are just catching up to you, if not surpassing you? Keep betting against the Raiders. I don't mind that. You can keep betting against them, and so far you've lost every bet this week. Keep betting against the Broncos. You're going to lose every bet so far to this point. You know damn well not to bet against the Chargers, not in my face, because the Chargers potentially have the best quarterback in that division. We'll have that argument another time. I knew your face was going to crunch up, Captain Crunch, but we're going to get to that later. Coming up, 9 times. Ooh, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Justin Fields got sacked 9 times. We'll tell you who's at fault for the Bears' loss. But first, Acho, Aaron Rodgers only needed 30 seconds to set up the huge win last night. I'll tell you if his Packers have put all concerns to rest. You are too damn close to me. Speak for yourself. I don't even know where to put my notes.
Boy, there was a thriller in the NFC last night. Jimmy Garoppolo put his 49ers up a point late in the fourth quarter, but boy, they left Aaron Rodgers a little too much time with 37 seconds because Rodgers hit Devontae Adams twice to set up the game-winning field goal. Now, after the game, the Packers talked about winning 2 straight after their Week 1 blowout loss. Take a listen.
Give some legitimacy to some of the things we've been talking about, that was kind of an aberration and that we are a talented football team. It felt like in the locker room today that we finally had the energy that I've been waiting to see.
Oh, what a game. That was, that's one I will never forget. I'll tell you what, I was just so proud of our guys, the effort, It seemed like we overcame a lot of things.
So, Sel, and I missed you, man.
I know. That was fast.
That was fast.
They didn't like that. They saw that spit come.
Did Aaron Rodgers did Aaron Rodgers and the Packers put all concerns to rest?
All concerns to rest?
Yes,
Hell no. Oh, no. Oh, Dodo? Look at you. Tolate? You was wrong on that last block. No, they didn't put all their concerns to rest. Let's divide what I'm going to say into two parts. One, Aaron Rodgers, he laughing at y'all. Y'all, people like you who were over here exaggerating his demise, praying for his downfall. Aaron Rodgers, have fun with these trolls, as you say, because Aaron Rodgers is back. And Aaron Rodgers really didn't go anywhere. He had a bad game. It just happened to be the first game of the year after an offseason full of commotion and drama that everyone wanted to exaggerate. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, here we go. Even though he had a bad game last year and still was the MVP last year. Go back to that Tampa Bay game. Point being, Aaron Rodgers is fine. Now, this team, I'm not so certain, even though that was a great win, a physical win. You go up 17 donut on a team that's supposed to be great, and you do it on the road, okay, applause, right? Except coach, after he gets off the plane, he goes back to the facilities, and he has to watch the game film. And you start to realize, okay, we look good, but how good is the team we were playing? This is almost a demotion of who the San Francisco 49ers are in our eyes. One possession wins over Detroit and Philly got us into the position where we were thinking, oh, the 49ers versus Green Bay. I'll remind y'all who Green Bay is. Green Bay is a team that's been to 2 NFC championship games in a row, not just one like the 49ers. This is the same team that's won 8 of their last 9 regular season games, the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers overmatched that team, almost got bored by that team. Like, all right, we spanking these boys. Oh, here they come back. Okay, let's go ahead and still win this game on the road. So, in summation, Aaron Rodgers did what Aaron Rodgers does. He responds. Aaron Rodgers right now is on pace to have over 100 passer rating again. Aaron Rodgers' 68% completion percentage. That includes week 1. Last year, he was 70. Aaron Rodgers is on MVP pace again already. So I'm not going to have any more of this Aaron Rodgers conversation. Green Bay Packers in totality, yeah, there's some issues we still got to fix. I'm looking at you on offense in terms of your running game is 30th. I'm looking at you on offense in terms of yards and production going up and down the field, you're 26th. Got some things to fix. Week 1 obviously hurt them. But all concerns? No. But there are not any concerns with Aaron Rodgers.
So, you once told me, hey, Acho, don't rip your jeans trying to play both sides of the fence.
Oh, did I do that?
You ripped all your jeans,
My
big
Levi's
dog,
are tore up.
and you wearing some Hanes, okay? Upgrade your boxers, big dog, because people can see right through the rip.
Let's go.
Pick a side.
I did.
Yo, can y'all help me help him pick a side? He said, I'm not concerned about Aaron Rodgers.
Not
but the
at all.
Packers, I'm concerned about. I'm listening to your take, and I'm like, okay, I'll say this. Then I'm listening to the second half of your take, and I'm like, okay, I'll say this. You got me confused because you confused, Sel.
Damn it.
The Packers put all concerns to rest.
All?
And I am going to get up here.
You should go first.
And I'm going to apologize because I came out here and I said, Aaron Rodgers, you know what? I'm not convinced. I am not sure. Beating the Detroit Lions was not enough to atone for the blowout loss to the Saints. Remember, losing to the Saints by 35 or so points
35,
was the largest loss opening day for the Packers in 51 years.
Okay.
You can't go beat a Detroit Lions team and think all is forgiven. No.
Okay.
That brings you back to neutral. But now, when you go to San Fran and you, Aaron Rodgers, do something that I have only personally witnessed you, Aaron Rodgers, do, which is lead your team to go down and win with no timeouts and under a minute left, that puts all concerns to rest. See, I was in Dallas. I was at the stadium, AT&T Stadium, in 2016, covering the Cowboys when Aaron Rodgers went down with no timeouts and led the Packers over the Cowboys in that victory. I was there. I seen it with my eyes. But I was like, those days might be over for Aaron Rodgers. Oh, no. He's back. I have nothing to be concerned about. Sel, if you can beat a top 5 NFC team in their house on a short week, on the road across the country, what else am I concerned about? I'm not concerned about you playing a top 5 team at home. I'm not concerned about you playing a top 5 team on the road on an extended week. I'm not concerned about you playing a bottom 5 team at home. I'm not concerned about you playing a bottom 5 team on the road. You went against all odds. Top team, on the road, short week, down with less than a minute and no timeouts, and you still won. Packers and Aaron Rodgers, if y'all can do that, I have no more concerns.
Okay, here's the problem. You really just try to give yourself a compliment by actually roasting yourself, and it's not going to work over here. You were wrong about Aaron Rodgers, so your little apology, he ain't cute. Okay, you're wrong about a team, and then all of a sudden you're like, all right, y'all right, and I'm wrong. That's fine. But then
That's humility. That's humility.
It's false humility because it's really you trying to flex. And I'm going to show you how you try to flex. Then they actually do something. You're like, all right, all questions answered. Not all questions. The question really should be asked, who are the San Francisco 49ers to change your opinion of the Green Bay Packers? And you didn't catch that in the first take because you were talking about my jeans. But if you look at me where I landed like, look, Aaron Rodgers is going to lead these boys because he's been leading these boys 2 NFC championship games. Problem is, I'm not going to use this game, the San Francisco 49ers, because I don't think these San Francisco 49ers are who we think they are in our heads. Did you watch the Detroit game? Did you watch the Philly game? This team, I'm not so certain right now. Where are their good wins? Where? Anybody? Nobody. Okay, so last year, we can't go to last year because they were all beat up and not good. So then we got to go back to 2 years ago. They still have issues, dog. They were getting smoked in this game. Like, this game wasn't close as the score even indicated, and the score wasn't that close in the beginning. Then all of a sudden you look up, and it is a highly contested ball game. I say some of that is an issue with the Green Bay Packers, because why y'all let them catch up? But some of that is just the fact that this team that you're going against, maybe not so good. Not the best of a litmus test. Now, you tell me, I'm ripping my jeans because I'm not picking a side. You tell me what side I should pick when you're on third down. It's 30th in the league, Green Bay Packers. You tell me offensively, you're 21st. That ain't a Green Bay Aaron Rodgers offense on third down. You tell me this. In sacks, you're 22nd. You guys supposed to have a great defense. I know you got the injuries up front. Point being, there are too many low rankings. There are too many low statistics that support that there's still a question mark about the Green Bay Packers. But there's nothing I can see right now on paper or with eyeballs that tells me Aaron Rodgers is not up for the task.
Here's the problem, Seth.
That's all I say.
And we better have a real conversation.
It's called
That's why I love this show, because you do a good job, I do a good job prepping. Now, y'all have to ride with me on this one. It's too early in the season for you to rob the Green Bay Packers of a victory because you still question how good the Niners are.
Okay.
You said, where are their good wins? Where's anybody in the league's good wins?
Raiders got them.
Here's why I say
Chargers
this.
got them.
In the AFC, who are the good teams? The Bills? But remember, they had a bad loss week 1 to the Steelers, and the Steelers aren't very good. Who's the good team? The Ravens? But the Ravens just snuck out in the Hollywood Brown. We're going to talk about him later. Who's the good team? The Ravens.
Don't you say sneak. Okay.
The Chiefs? Because you just spent the last block telling me the Chiefs weren't that dominant.
Yeah,
so that's my AFC. Now, you could say the Broncos are a good team, but who the Broncos beat? The Raiders, you could say that because the Raiders did beat the Ravens, but that's 5 teams. It's 5 teams. Chargers just lost to the Cowboys. I'm not convinced they were a good team. Okay, let's go to the NFC. Who's a good team? The Packers? But the Packers have only beat the Lions and a Niners team, which Marcellus isn't sold on being a good team. Who's a good team? The Bucs? Because the Bucs just got mollywopped. Who's a good team? The Rams? I would actually finally say they're a good team. Can't say the Niners. Can't say the Seahawks. Can't say the Cardinals.
Can't say the Cardinals?
Not based upon what you're telling me. They beat the Jags.
Ooh, no, it's not just that. Now, in an isolated vacuum, great prep right there on the spot, too. I know how you roll. It's not just that where your quality wins. It's if you have concerns and question marks, have you answered all those based off of those wins?
Okay.
Now, I'm looking at the Green Bay Packers. I already got them up high in my mind. I also had the San Francisco 49ers up high in my mind.
I agree. They're still here.
But they are now here, like Green Bay here. Don't do that. Okay. So now I'm like, San Francisco. I'm not seeing the quality wins. I'm not seeing the offensive consistency that I expected from them. I thought they're going to be better on offense, just being real about that. Whatever you want to call it, they have issues at the running back position. We get it, all the injuries, blah, blah, blah. But they still are not in sync offensively. Let's say that. Green Bay came out first game, we saw what happened. Second game, first half of that second game against Detroit, then they responded, and now they have this game. So a game and a half, you see the Green Bay Packers playing up to their standard. But then all I'm saying is Aaron Rodgers is the reason why they're playing up to that standard.
Correct.
Collectively, there's a reason why this team's not undefeated. Collectively, there's a reason why this team still has issues. And that's all I'm saying. And it's hard to separate because it's like, if you talk bad about Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is going to get in his feelings because he think, like, I ain't the dude. You're on the MVP pace again, Aaron Rodgers. Now let's remove you. Your team has some issues. They ain't getting to the quarterback. They are not running the football. And you guys saw yesterday a lesser team come back into that ball game and almost beat you.
Okay, let me go right here with it.
Let's go.
Did you grow up eating grits?
Yes.
Sugar butter?
Sugar butter.
Sugar butter.
Sugar butter, baby.
My dog grew up eating grits. I respect it. I didn't grow up eating grits. I'm an oatmeal cat. Now, I ate some grits till I grew up in Texas, but I wasn't a grits all the time dude. Here's why I wasn't a grits all the time dude.
Why you had to choose?
It's like clicks, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I bang with these grits, I bang with these oatmeal. You know what I'm saying?
Your pantry has segregation? Like, what the
Something. But here's where I'm at, Sal. Here's where I'm at. Y'all ride with me. I'm finna make
All right, let's go. Oatmeal.
I didn't ride with grits because I don't like having to always use sugar to atone for the grits. Because sometimes, hey, let me get a packet. Now let me get another packet. Let me get another packet. I have to always use the sugar to atone for the grits.
Yeah.
But if you're like you, Sal, and you know, regardless, as long as I got my sugar, the grits still gonna bang.
They gonna bang.
Then you should be content with the totality of the grits.
Like that.
What analogy am I making?
I caught it.
As long as you got the Aaron Rodgers
Sweet.
to atone for the rest of the Packers, then you should be content with the Packers. Because you might eat your mama's grits, your grandmama's grits, your cousin's grits. You might go to a restaurant and get some grits. It's not about the grits. It's about the sugar. As long as the sugar is good, the grits gonna be good. So don't talk to me about all the Packers. It's about Aaron Rodgers. And as long as Aaron Rodgers is good, the Packers are gonna be good. And Aaron Rodgers is still, I can bring my team back with less than a minute left and no timeouts good.
Yeah.
So I don't even need to talk about the Packers like I don't need to talk about the grits. Just talk to me about Rodgers, talk to me about sugar, and we Gucci.
Dang, that's a good take right there. Still don't know why you chose oatmeal. Oatmeal with no sugar? You did that? Where they do that at? Like, y'all were affluent. Y'all, what the hell is that? I need me some sugar. I don't give a damn what you put in front of me, mama. I don't know what you're talking about. But you know what's so funny about it? There is some grits that is I can't even rhyme that and say that on TV. There's some it grits out there, right? Aaron Rodgers is the best grits in town. But you could travel and see where Tom Brady used to be, and those grits used to hit a little harder. Now, this is why I got to bring this up. Tom Brady, Mr. It Grit, right? Best grits ever. However, you saw Tom Brady, even him, the greatest ever, couldn't overcome all of the circumstances surrounding him, right?
Yes,
Not enough sugar. Pour all the Tom Brady you want them grits in New England last year. Didn't matter. 12-4, not good to you, good for you. All right, so you get to a point where you're like, what's going to happen? Tom Brady goes to a better situation, wins the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers in this situation, that's why they've been in 2 NFC championship games, because Aaron Rodgers could put him on his back. But for how long and how far is the conversation? I'm looking at it like if Aaron Rodgers doesn't, through osmosis, as you said in the A block, it doesn't bleed over to the other parts of this team. Defensively, you got to be able to get to the other opponent's passer. Offensively, you got to be able to run the football consistently. If they're not able to do that, once again, we're going to say, go Green Bay Packers. Maybe not even NFC Championship game this year, Tampa Bay, Rams, etc. And he's going to take them far, but maybe not far enough. Coming up, speaking of Tom Brady's Hollywood story did not go so well Sunday against the Rams. That's what we do in LA. We'll tell you if we're worried about the Bucs. Next, don't speak for yourself. Saturday is a huge Big Ten battle as Michigan takes on Wisconsin. All starts at 10 a.m. Eastern with the Big Noon Kickoff crew live in Madison. Then it's the Big Noon Saturday Game of the Week. Wisconsin, only on Fox. Tom Brady's first career NFL game in L.A. did not go as planned. He threw for over 400 yards, but he was also sacked 3 times. Matthew Stafford threw 4 touchdown passes and helped his Rams hand Tampa their first loss of the season in their 10-game winning streak going back to last season's Super Bowl run. Acho, you worried about the Bucs, homeboy?
I am, Sel. I'm very worried about the Bucs, not to be confused with Tom Brady. Because, as we all remember, last year the Bucs won the Super Bowl not necessarily because of Tom Brady. They won because of their defense. But the defense done gone missing. And I got to go to the big board.
You gonna go missing? Where you going?
I got to go to the big board, Sel.
Let's go.
Oh, suit too tight. Suit too tight. Oh, look at I tried to jog. I'm sorry.
What you eat this weekend,
I don't know,
Emmy?
big dog. I worked out this morning. Y'all pardon me.
My dog.
Here is why I'm concerned about the Bucs. I'm going to preface with this. The Rams, they didn't even use the guy who killed the Bucs yesterday. Deshaun Jackson is a dude. I play with Deshaun Jackson. But he is such an afterthought to the Rams that he only played 3 snaps week 2. So come week 3, Bucs, if anybody's going to beat you, if anybody's going to bludgeon you over the top, it shouldn't be Deshaun Jackson unless your defense, Buccaneers, ain't what it used to be. Can we roll the tape? Because my dog D-Jack was getting double-teamed, and he still gave him that work. Y'all look at the top of the screen. We got Carlton Davis and Mike Edwards doubling Deshaun Jackson. So if you're doubling a guy, he should be eliminated unless he's not. Now, let me just spin that. Oh, that was a dope little air right there. Now, Davis is supposed to be underneath. Edwards is supposed to be over the top. But Matthew Stafford, that little subtle shoulder swivel is what put Edwards on the ground and Deshaun Jackson in the end zone. I'm concerned about the Bucs because I'm concerned about their defense. You're double teaming a guy and he still gets you over the top for plus 60. Now here's what issues. Total defense for the Bucs, 26th. Scoring defense for the Bucs, 27th. Third down defense for the Bucs, 29th. Pass defense for the Bucs, 31st. Y'all, if you're not concerned, then your eyes are not open because you should not be giving up bombs to Deshaun Jackson when he's double teamed unless you got real issues. So I'm concerned, Sal.
Yeah?
I'm concerned, sir.
I'm concerned a little bit, too, about that suit.
I would
walk slow, homie.
You never know.
What Paul Wall say? Drive slow, homie. You're a little tight over there. Them Emmys, all that, them carbs, you over there doing a lot because you've been winning on life. All right, here we go. You're concerned, and I'm not concerned.
Okay.
And let me just start this off. This is the one that's underneath everyone's nose, but no one's thinking about or saying. Why you shouldn't be concerned about the Super Bowl champion Bucs yesterday is because they went into that game with a week 3 attitude. Like, let's get better. We know it's a marathon. It's a long road ahead. And you know who they faced yesterday? The Los Angeles Rams, who went into it with an amplified attitude. An NFC championship preview. Oh, the Super Bowl going to be here at our stadium? Yeah. Well, we going to be in it, just like Tampa Bay was in their Super Bowl at their stadium last year. So imagine this, Acho. Today, you came out Monday. It's week 3. Let's do what we do. You just went to the big board. We never shortcut our success. We coming.
Yes, sir.
But imagine if I came in today like, yo, this is my contract day. Like, not year, day. Like, everybody, Shanks, Charlie, everybody. If Marcellus blows Otto away today, guess what? He getting paid. He already paid. He getting paid, right? Wouldn't you see something different out of me?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's what happened yesterday at SoFi. Despite all the injuries, and I got 7 guys here, but let's start with JPP and no Antonio Brown. Let's talk about the fact that this team went out there a little undermanned. And then Gronk was not Gronk because Gronk got taxed yesterday. He got hit a couple times, and Gronk was dropping a couple passes that Gronk usually brings in. No excuses. I'm just giving you guys a little context to what happened. Tom Brady's being Tom Brady, still 400-plus passing yards, still looked great, over 100 passer rating. But the problem was the penalties came back to bite him again. I got to remind people that the worst team in the league right now in terms of penalties is the best team in the league. If you really want to talk about it, it's the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yesterday, 7 penalties to the Rams, 1. The Rams damn near played a perfect game. They got after the passer. They were able to go out there and play good defense. They were lighting it up in terms of the deep threat. And they didn't hurt themselves in terms of penalties. But the craziest thing is how they shut the run down. You know who the leading rusher for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was? Anybody? Tom damn one, well, now he got both knees. One knee to new knee, Brady is the leading rusher. You think that's going to happen if they see each other again? You think Tom Brady's going to be your leading rusher? You cannot judge the Super Bowl champions, as you would say, on an anomaly. This was a game where they were playing an amplified team at home, electric crowd, preview, NFC championship game, versus a week 3 attitude. Like, oh, we'll see you again. Remind you, the Rams beat the Bucs last year. How that turned out at the end game, I think we're having a little more of the same.
I think that's fair.
I think it's real.
But here's truly why I'm worried about the Bucs. Why'd Tom Brady come back this year?
Another chip?
Of course. He didn't come back to throw for more yards. He didn't come back to throw for more touchdowns. No. He didn't come back to have a good time. Came back to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. And I'm really concerned because the ultimate reason Tom Brady came back to play football this year no longer looks like he's the favorite.
Oh.
The Rams, I already predicted to beat the Bucs prior to Sunday's game. And now, after watching Sunday's game, the Bucs didn't look like they belonged on the same field as the Rams. Both teams looked excellent, but the Rams looked far more excellent. The biggest reason I'm worried about the Bucs is simply because they can't beat the Rams. If all things are equal and all teams are now firing, I don't think they can. The Rams didn't play a perfect game. Now, statistically, maybe based off penalty, sure, but you saw, if you were there, how many times Matt Stafford missed Deshaun Jackson.
Especially early.
Early on.
Yeah.
No, I showed y'all the first third down of the third quarter. it's not a coincidence the first third down of the third quarter was a deep ball to Deshaun Jackson. Because Sean McVay went to the locker room at halftime,
You already know.
and he got in the kitchen and he started cooking, and he said, hey, first third down, we're running this play.
Yes.
Matthew Stafford hits it, it's 6. My biggest worry is the Bucs are no longer NFC favorites. They were never NFC favorites to me. But now to you all, they shouldn't be NFC favorites. To Tom Brady and the Bucs, you realize, man, the Rams are a better team. And that is mostly why I'm concerned.
Well, isn't that Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champion Bucs saying, oh, this is a good place to be? Isn't that exactly where they want to be? Isn't that exactly where they were last year? Week 1, oh, my God, they got smashed. Week 2, they recover. Week 3, week 4, they lose. Where were they after week 12? Were they the favorites?
7-5, no, sir.
And then what happened at the end of that race? Like, you discount why I'm behind you. I'm behind you not because I can't beat you in this race. It's because I'm going to draft behind you. I'm just going to let you break the wind, let you take all the hits, let you deal with that drag, and I'm just going to be here chilling. I'm looking at the Bucs right now, like, I don't think they make those type of assessments. It's funny to personalize it. When I was growing up, and I was a good student, I ain't gonna lie about it. I just had a natural inclination to want to learn, and it turned into good grades, being real. And Cassie used to always try to tease me, and I was like, no, dog, just pay attention. Like, y'all in there clowning. Y'all in there making those little footballs, remember those triangles, flying over my head? Like that. I play football after school, fool. Like, y'all want to play during class, and it starts to add up the little things. But you know what? If you have a bump in the road in week 3 of a class, we don't even get report cards to week 20, semester. Well, why do you care about the bumps in the road unless you're not going to respond to that adversity? Tom Brady responds to the adversity. 7-5 last year, Super Bowl champions. Tom Brady, after winning a Super Bowl, has made it to at least the conference championship in 3 of his last 4 seasons. Not only does his team respond, he responds with the team. This year, Tom Brady has started off better than he did even last year. It's a new Brady, and it's the same team. All he needs to do is marry this same team to a new expectation, which is not repeat, but go out there and do what we need to do this year. Without this defense showing up like last year, without the running game showing up like last year, it's going to be a tough damn task. But Tom Brady leading the team in rushing, Tom Brady coming out here throwing all the passes, Tom Brady watching his defense get torched, still had this team in contention. It was a blowout for real to me, like it felt like a blowout, but a 10-point loss to the activated, amplified LA Rams, to me, is something you can correct and respond to.
Here's the thing, though, Sal. I believe that Tom Brady will respond. But the reason the Bucs won the Super Bowl last year, defense.
Yeah.
You beat Taylor Heineke. Defense played well. Tom Brady didn't play great.
Same.
You go on, you beat Drew Brees. Now, Drew Brees, we all know he's on TV now. He was over the hill. Defense played great. Tom Brady, not so much. You beat Aaron Rodgers. We all know because the defense played great. Picked Aaron Rodgers off 3 times in that game. It was the defense yesterday that lost the game. It wasn't Tom Brady. Tom Brady threw for over 400 yards, if I am not mistaken. He threw for over 400 yards and a touchdown. First time Tom Brady's ever lost a game throwing for over 400 yards and a touchdown with no interceptions. So it was not Tom Brady. It was the defense. The defense, though, Sal, does not look to be able to make those same improvements as Brady because they're not Tom Brady. It takes a lot more pieces to collectively improve. That is where the primary concern lies. Y'all got beat up by the Rams. Matthew Stafford, 4 touchdowns, no picks. And he left 2 touchdowns on the table to Deshaun Jackson.
Okay.
Imagine if he didn't. So, in a weekly basis, am I concerned about the Bucs? No. Are they likely going to win next week against the Patriots? Yes. Beat the Dolphins, the Eagles, the Bears, and so on after? Sure. But they're going to have to see this Rams team again. And this Rams team, barring injury, is going to be better than anybody they saw in last year's playoff run. And that means, Tom Brady, you played the season for no reason if you don't win.
Yeah, but be careful, because the Rams team that we see now may not be the Rams team we see when they have to see each other again. Just like the Saints team. Like, we saw the Saints beat them up twice. They'd be like, you can't beat the Saints. Then what happened when they needed to get to where they had to go? They went through the Saints. Tell me if this helps the defense get better. JPP playing. Okay. Kevin Minter, Jamel Dean, Sam Renner, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Cam Gill. Does that help a little bit? Anybody?
Some of them. More
a lot of them. Point being, all I'm looking at is Tom Brady saying, look, we need some help on that side of the ball. Let me try and do more than I should have to do in this moment to keep us afloat. But Sean McVay ain't slick. And Sean McVay is really a genius. Like, I don't throw that around everywhere. Like, y'all be saying Kyle Shanahan a genius. I'll be like, they ain't been leading in points. Them play calls, their offense. Sean McVay's a genius. You know what he saw? Did you see D. Delaney out there? Did anybody see D. Delaney? Okay. You know who D. Delaney is? He's a first season 26-year-old. Already in football athlete talk. I mean, you might be a little sorry, dog. I ain't gonna call you sorry, D. The film will. But here's the problem. They exposed this dude. As soon as he went out there, I think the first play he was out there. Here we go. Cooper Kupp was like, oh, my God. They have a guy in his first season. He older than me. And that's a problem. He's a journeyman in terms of practice squads trying to figure it out. He got exploited yesterday. When you see him again, I don't know if D. Delaney's on the field, and if so, he's going to be seasoned because he just took them L's yesterday. Point being, going forward, this is going to be a different Bucs team, and it's going to be a different Rams team. We're going to see where they meet. Coming up, Justin Fields got a rude awakening. Shit. D. Delaney like, dog, you had a rough one. His first NFL start. Good Lord. We'll tell you if the Bears' loss is on Matt Nagy or that rookie quarterback. That's next. Don't speak for yourself. Damn. Hey, D.
Justin Fields made his highly anticipated first NFL start Sunday, but boy, he might want to ask for it back. Fields only completed 6 passes and was sacked 9 times. Head coach Matt Nagy said today that Fields, Andy Dalton, and my guy, Nick Foles, are all under consideration to start next Sunday. That's not good. But first up, about the loss. Take a listen.
This is not how we wanted it to go. You almost can't even make it up. It's that bad. But we got to get to the film, and we got to make sure that we're hard on ourselves and we understand the whys, and really just go from there.
So, Sal, this is a game. This was a performance that everybody and their mama was talking about.
Yeah.
Who's at fault for the Bears' loss? Head coach Matt Nagy, quarterback Justin Fields.
Quarterback Justin Fields. I predicted this outcome for Justin Fields, and it's not because I don't believe in his talent. I've just been watching him through the process of getting to this moment of starting a game and realizing that he wasn't ready for that first NFL start. Why did I think that? Because I looked at him in terms of his NFL pocket presence, and I said, oh, he's not ready for that. I said the same thing about Trey Lance, one-play Trey. He's not ready for it as well. They will mature into that role, but it's a different animal, different jungle when you're in that pocket in the NFL. So let's talk about this. The mindset that you need is going to answer this question for everybody else out there who disagrees with me. If you want to blame Coach, last time I checked, Coach never crosses the white line. Last time I checked, that true ballers, they go out there and say, hey, I got to be greater than the greatest excuse. I can't use my coach. I can't use my circumstances. I got to be greater than the greatest excuse. You can get rid of the football fast enough where no defensive lineman will ever get to you if you're really that astute at that position. So as much as Mufasa taught Simba to go out there and hunt, it's on you, Simba, to go eat. And if I'm the quarterback in this situation, my mindset is I never blame others, because when I got to go to the bank or when I'm done with this game, they don't want to hear about coach was tripping. They don't want to hear about, oh, my team was. They want to know how you perform. So for me, it's the one that crossed the white lines, that went into that jungle, that knew what he needed to do, and it was Justin Fields.
I like that take, Sal. Now, you see, I'm at the big board because I really got to break this down. Who was to blame? Matt Nagy, Justin Fields. It wasn't Justin Fields, in my opinion. And Matt Nagy, he was an accomplice. But this man, general manager Ryan Pace, see, he's really to blame because you, Sal, told me the guy who had it good and wanted it better, he made it worse. That's what Ryan Pace did with his offensive line from last year to this year. Because he had a left tackle, Charles Leno, ranked 28th out of 75. He had a right tackle, Bobby Massey, ranked 35th out of 75 last year. In theory, by the numbers, they're capable starters. But he does not bring either one of them back. And, well, the tape will just show y'all what exactly happened. Because Nagy's not paid to block anybody. But who is? My dog left tackle, Jason Peters. You got that Will backer on a blitz. You got the backer on a blitz. You got the backer on a blitz, but you touching your left guard while the blitzer's touching your quarterback. Okay, I get what you're saying. Acho, it's Nagy's job to make sure he helps the offensive line since they're bad. Okay, so we're going to do a pseudo 7-man protection. I'm going to have the back chip. I'm going to have the tight end chip. That's max protection. How much more help can Nagy give his O-line? It's a 7-step drop. You're not supposed to cut on a 7-step drop, but if you are going to cut him and get him down. Once again, Matt Nagy can't block nobody. Justin Fields can't block nobody, so I get it. Ryan Pace, you wanted to make it better, but you had it good. You made it worse. It's not Justin Fields' fault. It's not Matt Nagy's primary fault. It's actually this man, general manager, Ryan Pace. That's my take. But we got to bring in Fox NFL analyst, my dog, Bucky Brooks, to answer this one. So, Bucky, you tell me, big dog, who's at fault for the Bears' loss? Is it Nagy? Is it Fields? Or I'll throw another name in the hat. Is it Ryan Pace?
Oh, no. It's the guy that we saw the entire day looking at his play sheet, trying to figure out what magical play am I going to call to help my quarterback. But I'm going to put together an offense that looks like the same offense that Andy Dalton played in, Mr. Trubisky played in, Nick Foles played in. Any quarterback in Chicago is playing in the same offense because Matt Nagy doesn't know how to adjust his offense to fit his personnel. Now, Justin Fields is to be blamed for some of the things that went wrong. He held the ball a little long. He didn't necessarily get the ball out of his hands when he could have. But, man, Acho, you just showed a couple of clips. The entire day was that. The Cleveland Browns teeing off. You know what it reminded me of, Acho, Marcellus? It reminded me of going to training camp. And when we all are all in training camp, what we're doing is they're like, hey, don't count the numbers. But we do count the numbers. We count the numbers on the other side when we have to take those one-on-one reps. And what I saw Myles Garrett being like, no, Jadavian, I got him. I got Jason Peters is mine. No, I got him. And I saw 4 or 5 guys taking their turns running over the Bears' offensive line. So, look, it has to be about the protection first for the young quarterback. They didn't protect him. And then when I look on the outside, there are no playmakers. There's Allen Robinson, but there's no A-level playmakers outside of him. And then the play calling is bad. And so if you strike out on the 3 Ps, that's all on the coach. The coach has to do a job of providing protection, play calling, and playmaking. And they didn't do any of those for Justin Fields.
Yeah, we about to go to war. Acho said it under his breath. I'm going to say it over my breath, damn it. We about to go to war up in here. Y'all over here set tripping. Ain't nobody, y'all, it's the general manager and the circumstances. Trevor Lawrence would like to have a conversation with you. Oh, no, it's my coaching. More than half the league would like to have a conversation with you if you want to blame coaches, because most of us play in the lower class and middle class of the NFL. We always bring up the top players, right? That's the upper class. That's the 1%. Most of us are out there in bad situations, bad circumstances, play calling that is not suited perfectly to our talents and attributes, and we still got to make it work, because if you're a baller, a true baller, you greater than your greatest excuse. I digress. Let me give you a few examples of what I'm talking about. Let's go to that top 1%, because this is who I think Justin Fields can be, one of those elites. He has that type of talent. Last night I watched a game where Aaron Rodgers went, 16 of 16 on passes thrown 2.5 seconds or less. Where does that lead me to thinking? What I witnessed in my own career. Young Peyton Manning had a bad offensive line in the beginning. Outside of Tariq Glenn, who was a beast, I don't think anybody in the beginning was something. And you know what Peyton Manning came to the line of scrimmage and did? Dictated terms. The best offensive lineman you can ever face in the NFL is a decisive quarterback. Y'all need to stop with this. Like, oh, he didn't cut. Oh, on this play, you're not supposed to fan. All that sounds good, but that's secondary to first, a quarterback that has the feel, that has the understanding of the pocket, and also knows where his plays are going, is going to be the quarterback that allows himself to stay protected. Now, you look at Justin Fields right now in the same offense that Andy Dalton had, and we ain't talking about a high bar here, we talking about Andy Dalton. We were like, that went from bad to worse really fast. And I mean that literally. Justin Fields has the worst passer rating in the NFL of all qualified quarterbacks. Okay, y'all can say he ain't had enough reps. I ain't say that. I said of all those who had reps, he lasts. Completion percentage, he lasts also. Passing yards per attempt. Now, this is one where, hey, if he back there holding the ball so long, why don't you throw it long? Oh, last in yards per attempt. And second most sacked. All I'm telling you is, by these metrics, there is something that you have to put on the lap of Justin Fields in terms of responsibility and accountability. Yeah, better play calling will help every single player in this damn league. Yeah, the greatest talents around you will help every player in this league. But a lot of the onus has to go on the one player, the one person that actually crosses the white line.
I like where you're at. Now,
come on, man.
Here's a lot of dilemmas, and we are going to fight right now. If y'all tuning in, I apologize. It's going to get ugly on this set for a minute. This is like a game of murder in the dark, a game of mafia, any murder mystery game, because we trying to to figure out who done it. And we all over here pointing this way and pointing this way. So I am not absolving Justin Fields of blame.
Okay.
Justin Fields did not help Matt Nagy help himself. I'm not absolving Matt Nagy of blame. Matt Nagy did not help Justin Fields help himself.
Right.
But I am saying if there is somebody who is primarily at fault, it is not Nagy, nor is it Fields. It's actually the offensive line. It's number 71. I ain't going to say his name because he's 6'4.5", 350, and he can find me if he wants to when I played with him. But he's a future Hall of Famer. Last night was not a Hall of Fame performance. So it's not on Fields because, let me start there. Let me first do this, and let me just try to acquit everybody that's currently being accused.
Okay.
It's not on Justin Fields because he ain't have enough time, big dog. And like I went back and I rewatched the joint, and I'm like, he had dudes in his lap ASAP. Like third passing play of the game, they blitzed. David Montgomery running back. He does not even help the inside rush. Boom, Justin Fields, sack. Fourth passing play of the game, I already showed that one to you. Justin Fields, sack. Fifth passing play of the game, I showed that one to you. Justin Fields, sack. He didn't even have time to do nothing. He's absolved, in my opinion, of primary, operative word, America, primary blame. Let's move on to Matt Nagy. The best way you can protect a quarterback is to run the ball. In the first quarter, the Bears only passed the ball 3 times. Justin Fields tuck, run, first time. Justin Fields, second time, quick sack. Justin Fields, third time, it was 3rd and 20, if I'm not mistaken. Check down, off the field. That's the whole first quarter. I showed you the pass plays of the first possession of the second quarter. Matt Nagy did his job. Well, Acho, Matt Nagy should know the line sucks. He did a 7-man protection. You can't protect with more men than that. By the 5th passing play of the game, Matt Nagy adjusted and said, my offensive line is not good, so I am going to use my running back and my tight end to chip and block before they release. That is Matt Nagy adjusting by the 5th play of the game. So Matt Nagy, I am going to absolve him of primary blame for yesterday. Not primary blame the last several years, but yesterday. It is Ryan Pace, the general manager, who has a starting left tackle who showed up August 16th. It ain't his fault Jason Peters just got there, but he showed up August 16th, and he's protecting your quarterback's blind side. When Jason Peters, the Eagles, who he solidified his Hall of Fame career with, they haven't wanted him since 2019. He was put in at right guard the last 2 years for the Eagles and then had to move because of injuries. So when I look at it, Sel, when I look at it, Bucky, Matt Nagy is the apple, but Justin Fields, he the tree. And I get the apple don't fall far from the tree, but the apple is not the tree. And let's never mistake who's really the root of the issue. That's Ryan Pace. Oof.
Yeah, look, Ryan Pace certainly is to blame, but Acho, Marcellus, we've heard this thing, and I don't know why Marcellus is so gung-ho on coaches don't matter, but look, you're either coaching it or you're allowing it to happen.
Yes, sir.
So you're either coaching that pass protection, those techniques and all of those things, your assistant, or you're just going to allow your quarterback to get back. And Marcellus, I understand that you played with Peyton Manning. Let me just remind you of what Peyton Manning was doing his rookie season. That rookie season, when you talked about, hey, I need someone that can come to the line and be decisive and dictate the terms and set the pass protection. Oh, that Peyton Manning completed only 56% of his passes, set a rookie record for interceptions with 28, and had a passer rating of 71. So even the great ones don't come out of the womb knowing how to play quarterback at the NFL level. It takes what? Coaching to nurture them through those early rough moments so they can have success. If you believe that that is the best coaching job that we can get, where we're watching this tape of everybody on the Browns roster taking turns hitting Justin Fields, then I guess I'm wrong. But I am not going to put all of that on Justin Fields when there was a coach that sat up in front of the team and said, we got a game plan and a game plan to win. And very early in the game, you saw that you couldn't protect your quarterback. And if you don't protect the quarterback, you have no chance to win.
Well, Bucky, you made my point, and yeah, you are wrong because I was out there against Peyton Manning. It's all good, brother. Thank you.
28 interceptions.
Look, yeah.
28.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm saying exactly the same thing I was thinking about Peyton Manning in 1998. Like, man, That was horrible. And boy, it ain't gonna last long because he is about to flip this and go 180. I remember Wade Phillips when we beat him that year, and Wade said, good job, guys, and you guys really harassed him, and you better get to him now because it ain't gonna be long before he flips it on us. That year we went against him his rookie year, they were 3-13. Next year we saw the same team with Peyton Manning, they were 13-3. Wow, I'm not condemning Justin Fields to the graveyard and he's down there with the bottom tier quarterbacks. I'm saying, yeah, you're a young Peyton Manning in terms of talent. You got that type of potential. But right now, you going through it, and it's on you, not on your coaches. Because if you look at the Indianapolis situation, they didn't have to go get a new GM and a new coach and do all this other stuff. You know what they had to do? The quarterback had to grow up, mature, take those lumps. Justin Fields in the same position. Thank you for all that, Bucky. You're wrong. Here's another thing. This is why I know you're wrong. Look. If Bruce out there, Bruce Smith, we keep talking about Bruce, Pops, respect. If Bruce gets in the game and he has 3 sacks and I have 0 sacks, part of me wants to go to that emotional mattress and lay down and say, oh, it's Bruce Smith the Great. And you know what? I shouldn't be able to keep up with him. And oh, my God. And I ain't gonna lie. Even when I was sorry, even when I was young, I used to have another part of me say, but he went against the same offensive line I did. They calling the same defenses for him. They calling for me. I'm the backup. I'm getting fewer opportunities, but I should get something out of this. And that's where I'm trying to go in terms of mindset with Justin Fields. Justin Fields watched an offense have 322 total yards week 1, Andy Dalton against the Rams, 206 total yards against the Cincinnati Bengals. And then when he goes out there, 47. Wait a minute, hold up. Like, whatever y'all want to say and who's in the box and the owner and the GM and the coach, all I know is Justin Fields is saying to himself quietly, like I said to myself, is, damn it, Andy Dalton did more in this offense than I did. And that gap is not going to get closed by better coaching or a new roster. It's going to be closed by me understanding I got some work to do. And respect to Justin Fields after the game in his press conference saying, I'm getting goosebumps right now because all I want to do is go back to work. He realizes how he closed that gap. It's unfortunate hosts and analysts like you guys can't see the same thing, Bucky.
Oh, man. So evidently I'm over here absolving Justin Fields. I'm over here babying Justin Fields because his coach can't put together a game plan that he's never been able to put together when his track record suggests every quarterback that he has coached outside of Pat Mahomes hasn't been able to get it done. Mitchell Trubisky, they gave him a guy who's the second overall pick. 4 years later, Mitchell Trubisky is out the door. Then we got to go and get Nick Foles. We bring Nick Foles in. Nick is supposed to save the day. Nick Foles is now QB3 on the same team he was supposed to be the savior for. So then we go and get Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton comes in. They struggle the first couple of weeks. We end up seeing Justin Fields. So I've seen 3 or 4 different quarterbacks, but I got the same coach. At some point, we got to say, it ain't the quarterback, it's the coaching. And we can talk about that. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this about you. I'm going to say this about you, Marcelo. I'm going to say this. If Bruce Smith is over there getting 3 sacks, and then Gabe Norton is getting 2, and then Marlo Perry is getting 3, and then we got Henry Jones coming from the post getting 2, then at some point you're going to look at yourself and be like, hey, man, I got to step my game up. But I'm not going to have Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, and everybody in a Browns uniform knocking the quarterback down.
Bring me in. Ding, 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 ding. I wish Bucky was in studio for this one, and I wish we had all the time in the world for this one. This is going to be my last lap, and I'm done. Bucky, I'm with you. I'm with you on this aspect. It's not Justin Fields because Justin Fields did not have enough help at all whatsoever. Justin Fields is not the primary culprit for what happened yesterday for that embarrassment to the Bears. Now, it's sexy to come on television and say, fire Matt Nagy, get him out of there. He didn't help Justin Fields at all. America, I remind you, the Browns went into the game with 3 sacks on the season. Myles Garrett gave quotes during the season condemning his defensive line for not being able to win one-on-one rushes. So Matt Nagy's looking like, man, the Browns got 3 sacks on the season, and one of them came from a safety. So they got 2 sacks from their pass rush all season. So as bad as our offensive line is, their defensive line ain't all that good either, because Jadeveon Clowney had 1 sack last year and no sacks this year. So I ain't worried about them. So stop sitting here calling for Matt Nagy's job. Because Matt Nagy came into the game saying their defensive line ain't no good at rushing the passer, our offensive line ain't no good at protecting, so I'm just going to call everything equal. And Matt Nagy did make an adjustment by the 5th pass play of the game when he mass protected. I already showed you all that. Lastly, I'm not absolving Matt Nagy for his blame the previous 3 years. Bucky, you are correct. I'm not absolving Matt Nagy of that. I'm simply saying y'all can't try somebody because of double jeopardy. You can't try Matt Nagy twice. We done already tried him for the last several years. He's guilty. He's guilty of not being a great offensive mind. He's guilty of that. But because we've already found him guilty for the last couple of years, I'm not trying him again for what happened yesterday. Matt Nagy's not guilty of that. That is on Ryan Pace, the general manager. I rest my case. Sell, Bucky, y'all figure.
Man, I think you two on the side of me owe Matt Nagy an apology. Matt Nagy tried his damnedest to warn y'all. He tried to protect Justin Fields. Everybody in the media, why won't you start Justin Fields? Why won't you start Justin Fields? And Matt Nagy like, have y'all been to practice? Have y'all seen what I've been seeing? Have y'all seen what I draw up and what is actually being done in reality is not the same? Let me give it to you like this. 2 ways he tried to protect him. One, he didn't want to start him. And everybody was scratching their hair dumbfounded. What the hell does this mean? And you saw what it meant yesterday. The first pass attempt for my man Justin Fields came with 2:54 remaining in the first quarter, 3rd and 22. It's kind of late to throw your first pass. You want to know why? Because he was trying to establish the running game, just trying to get the flow of the game, and just wanted to make sure this young man wasn't thrown to the fire, even though he was starting. I remind you guys that his completion percentage, Justin Fields, is last in the NFL. And I remind you that Andy Dalton in the same offense, same offensive line, same construction of roster, was on pace for 73.5 completion percentage, which is 6th in the NFL. Same system, same plays, different results. My question to you, Bucky, if I could see your face once again, is this. You gave me all the quarterbacks that he worked with before. Trubisky, Foles, Mahomes. Here's the conversation, and it's not going to get answered yet, but we're going to be looking and noticing this. Is he more of Mahomes or is he more Trubisky, Foles? That ain't on the coach. That's on the player. Coming up, the Seahawks lost their 2nd straight Sunday, and we'll tell you how much trouble they're in. Now let's get back to that conversation, Bucky. So is he Mahomes or is he Foles? Is he Bucky? Next, don't speak for yourself. You know I'm right.
The Seahawks need to go back to the drawing board after their losing of the 2nd straight time on Sunday. Now, the Vikings were playing without Dalvin Cook, the star running back, but Kirk Cousins threw a 3-touchdown pass game. The Seahawks did not score a point in the second half, but Russell Wilson was not pressing the panic button for his offense. Y'all take a listen.
We just have to stay the course. You know, we're a good offense, and we can do a lot of great things. You know, it's going to be challenging sometimes. You know, it's not going to be you're not going to be able to score every single time necessarily.
Bucky Brooks is back with us, but Marcellus, how much trouble are the Seahawks in right now?
A whole lot of. Tyrese, you heard my man Russell Wilson just say it. Whew. We have a good offense. He couldn't even say a good team. Caught himself right there in that moment. Oh, they in trouble. They went from the Legion of Boom to this? Oh, my God. Last in total defense. Last, y'all. Seattle. 30th in rush defense. Seattle. 26th in pass defense. Seattle. 22nd in takeaways. Seattle. And then Russell wants to clean it up by saying, look, we're a good offense. Good, but not great. It's the 2nd game in a row you guys have lost double-digit leads in back-to-back games. You know what the problem with that is? That's not just a defensive issue. Offense, y'all can go out there and score in those moments too. What happens? Here's Russell Wilson when they're up 17-7 and all of a sudden miss a field goal, end of half, punt, end of game. Okay, so you got defensive issues, and we know we got to let Russ cook be our mantra so we can recover and cover up some of those issues. But when the offense sputters and the defense is just being normal, you really have issues. So I think in their division and just looking league-wide, the tide has risen around them, and they've fallen off. And now you have a new offensive coordinator, and already after week 3, you hold those type of press conferences where you're like, we're going to be fine, just stay the course. Stay the course? Last year, it wasn't no state of course in the first 5 games. You guys were leading the league. They're on a different trajectory this year. And, yeah, they have a lot to be worried about.
Sel, they are in trouble.
Okay.
Bucky, they are in trouble.
Okay.
But I'm not fully worried about the Seahawks because, again, we could sit here and give all the jargon about how bad their defense is. And their defense is very, very bad. But y'all remember their defense was very bad to start last year, and they finished high, so I ain't worried about that. The reason I'm really not worried isn't just because I know they can turn it around. It's because we got 7 teams in the playoffs this year. And this is what it comes down to. I done told y'all, Sal. I done told you, Bucky.
What?
NFC East, they're only sending 1 team to the playoffs. We know that. NFC East is not good. So all the Seahawks need to do is be better than the Cardinals and the Saints. And that's assuming the Panthers make the playoffs. Because if the Panthers are fool's gold, or at least fooling us, then all the Seahawks need to do is be better than the Cardinals or the Saints. So everybody can calm down, not because the Seahawks got it all under control, but when you look at it, are the Cardinals really a better football team when you include the coach and the decisions the coach makes than the Seahawks? I'm not convinced. Are the Saints really a better team than the Seahawks? I ain't convinced. Yes, the Seahawks took a bad loss, but why are we calling it a bad loss? Because Kirk Cousins has 8 touchdown passes, no picks, 74% completion percentage on the season. Now remember, the Vikings are 1-2. Kirk Cousins sucks. Does he? Because they're a 37-yard missed field goal away from having won last week against the Cardinals. Kirk Cousins is no good. The Vikings are 1-2. Really? Because they're a Dalvin Cook fumble in overtime away from beating the Bengals week 1. So they really a Dalvin Cook fumble and a 37-yard missed field goal away from being 3-0. The Vikings might just be a good football team like the Seahawks are as well.
Look, the Seahawks are in trouble. They're in trouble because they haven't taken advantage of their opportunities. They've given away home games, didn't finish off what they should have finished off. And now I'm looking at the schedule that's coming up, and I see the Niners, the Rams, the Steelers, the Saints. I mean, that's a lot. That's some heavy lifting that they have to endure to be able to still remain in the race. And the reason why I'm worried is because we can talk about their defense not being able to play well. The defense hasn't played well the last couple of years. Ken Norton Jr., Pete Carroll haven't been able to figure it out. And so the reason why they didn't want to let Russ cook is because they knew that if they let Russ cook, it now exposes the defense. So part of the reason why they want to be more balanced and eat up the clock so the defense doesn't have to stay on the field. Yesterday against the Minnesota Vikings, the Vikings had 20 more plays and 11 more minutes of time of possession. I don't care what kind of fitness and conditioning you're in, those extra plays wears down the defense, and it's one of the reasons why the Seattle Seahawks have fallen apart in the past 2 weeks in the second half. The offense can't stay on the field. So, yes, I'm concerned because the defense is not up to the standard, and if they don't play offense the right way, they cannot match their flaws and deficiencies. With a tough upcoming schedule, it doesn't look good for the Seahawks.
Man, it doesn't look good at all. Acho, I don't know where I should actually take your take because it sounded like you thought that the Seahawks are going to be fine at the end of this and be in the playoffs. There's no way. If this same team continues to play this way, are they making the playoffs? Let's be real. Packers, are they making the playoffs? Yep.
Yes, sir, of course.
30 or more points the last 2 weeks. Bucs, are they making the playoffs?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Even though they lost to the Rams, 10 of the last 11 they've won. Okay, let's keep this going. Rams, obviously.
Yes, sir.
3-0, beat the Bucs down. Cardinals, are they? Yep.
Don't yep that. That's the one, Sal. Don't yep that.
I'll put it to the side. I like that. Keep that in your take. Outscoring teams by 38 points this season, though. But no, they're not. And tied for first in scoring offense. But no, they're not. Interesting, Nacho. Okay. 49ers.
I like them. Yep,
You like them?
Put them in.
You put them in. Okay, lost to the Packers on the last-minute field goal. Real close. We'll see. Panthers, best defense in the league. Okay, you got that one right. But here's the thing. Cowboys. Okay,
of
you
course.
said one team in the NFC East.
Cowboys got to
Here's the problem. There's another team in the NFC East that's like, we'll see tonight. Eagles.
Okay.
Potentially. Vikings, as you brought up. Potentially. Saints. Potentially. All better records in terms of wins-loss column than your Seahawks. I'm saying your Seahawks because even if you try to take those 3 away from me, the math still doesn't add up. I don't see this team going out there being better than they were offensively in the first half of last year. I certainly don't see this team being as bad as they are defensively right now. But if you marry or try to merge these things, so the defense repairs itself like it did last year, and the offense tries to find some of the roar of last year, but they don't. It's still not going to be good enough. The tide has risen this year. It's just unfortunate when you look at them. So, Bucky, you maybe could talk some sense into Acho, but for me, I'm going to say right now, week 3, if I don't see drastic changes, Seahawks, y'all out.
No. I think Russ will be on one of those cooking shows trying to figure out how to cook in the kitchen because he won't be in the playoffs. So he's going to have to figure it out. He and Sierra can do that celebrity love couple thing and cook and do all kinds of stuff because it's not going to happen in the playoffs unless Russ is able to put them on his back and find a way to get them there. The defense is not good enough. And that's me saying that Jamal Adams is an absolute baller, but defensively, they are leaking oil. They can't stop the running game. Yesterday against the Minnesota Vikings, they had a backup running back come in and get 140 yards. That is after Derrick Henry beat the brakes off of them in the second half. And so now, once you put that stuff on tape, you're going to get a heavy dose of the running game until you can stop it. And because they can't stop it and they can't cover, it's a problem. You also have a first-time offensive coordinator who's struggling. I just don't like the way the Seahawks are trending. I don't see them going.
Yeah, giving up those double-digit leads, man. It's so crazy. Last year, we were talking about the second half of the season and their collapse. Now we're talking about the second half of ball games. They didn't score one time yesterday in the second half. Starting to get figured out a little too early in the season. Looks like problems up there in Seattle. Coming up, Bengals made Big Ben look small Sunday. Well, he did lose weight. We'll tell you if the Steelers quarterback is done. That's next on Speak for Yourself. That should be a comedian, dog. Probably just insert the jokes. Home cooking has not mattered so far for the Steelers this season. Dropped their second straight at Heinz Field. Let me get some catch-up on Sunday. Ben Roethlisberger threw for over 300 yards, but the Bengals sacked him 4 times. Big Ben's motto after the loss was all eyes on me. Take a listen, Pac.
I'm not going to point the fingers at anybody else. I'll point the thumb at myself and try and get it figured out. I'm a little stumped by it. I'm frustrated. I'm hurt. I hate losing.
Acho, Ben Roethlisberger done, homie?
Stick a fork in him, sir.
Damn.
Stick a fork in him.
Say that.
This isn't a surprise. It's unfortunate because Ben Roethlisberger, as far as a football player, has really been one of the faces of the NFL for years. But Steelers fans, y'all knew this. I'm not telling y'all anything y'all didn't know. Since 2019, Ben Roethlisberger's passer rating, less than 90. His yards per attempt, less than 7. The quarterbacks on that list, Andy Dalton, Carson Wentz, Daniel Jones, Mitch Trubisky, Sam Darnold. Ooh. It ain't good company, y'all. Ben Roethlisberger has been declining since week 12 of last season. 2-6 record, 15-11 touchdown-interception ratio. It's just not good. And worse than that, he don't even look energetic. He doesn't even look like he still has it out there. He tripping over himself, big dog. I mean, it's bad. And it's almost to the point of being embarrassing. Here's what I've realized in life, and I've said this before. It was a movie quote. You either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain. Ben Roethlisberger is starting to live a little too long as it pertains to football lives because eventually he will be vilified if the season continues to go this way.
Acho, you had me there.
What happened?
You made me change what I was thinking. I thought he was done until you went to, well, look at him. He doesn't even look energized. Then I'm like, oh, now you're projecting. Now you're trying to tell me what done looks like. Himself. He did. I fell over myself last week, too.
You hit something.
Well, I didn't have to fall. I've been hit before and then always fall. Here's the thing. First, let's get that out the way because that's comedy. Watch Ben Roethlisberger on this play right here where this is letting you know there are more than just the opponents and other colors out there. Gravity is an issue. Damn, you getting old. That's what kills most old people, falling down, right? This real stuff. Hey, you old. That's when your veins are brittle. That's when your ligaments are stretched out. You just can't even feel the ground underneath you anymore. I'll show you got a few more years. It's coming. Here's the thing. He done. He done. He, me, and Dallas done. Like, when they still got a little ounce of expectation, but you done. He ain't me in Jacksonville. They ain't even have expectations. I was done. So that's done. He's just done right now. Stick a fork in him. Let's talk about this. Whew, this hurts. Because I remember meeting Ben Roethlisberger day one before he got drafted in the draft process and talking it up, chopping it up, becoming a homie. That was a long-ass time ago, dog. And he's still out there getting it, but the way he's getting it now, there's no good days in front of him that will be better than the days behind him. I say that again. He may have moments, but the totality of it is better days behind you than in front of you. When Ben Roethlisberger is ranking 30th in passer rating, oh, it's time for Big Ben to cash it in. When his completion percentage is 25th, yards per attempt, it's 25th. Still better than Justin Fields, but still, I ain't right. It's time to cash it in, big dog. Ben Roethlisberger, good Lord. Here's the problem. I got into this argument a couple of times with athletes, and they always say, man, when you good or when you great, you get away with things. And they say it doesn't add up. It doesn't catch up to you. And I was like, it is. You just don't see the sheet that they're writing it on. What happens is this is how you fall off a cliff. All the years that your commitment was less than because your game was greater than, it still has been written down, but it's just not the sheet that you're watching and witnessing. Now, someone walks up to you, Ben Roethlisberger, age 39, they go like this. Past due bill. And there's nothing you gonna do. Ain't a credit card with a limit that's unlimited that's gonna help pay that bill. And right now what you're seeing is a guy whose commitment at times waned, and now he's trying to turn it on all too late.
So you said everything that needs to be said. I think I said everything that needs to be said. So the last thing that's left to be done is simply to look. That's it. I mean, we've talked enough. So now I just want to see how your fall compares to fall, because so this was yours. Now you're 46 years of age, and that's bad. That is bad, America. But at least you hit something.
I did hit something.
Yes, that left leg gets stuck, and you fall like a prosthetic man. But at least you hit something.
Okay.
Big Ben, on the other hand,
what?
He didn't even hit anything. Now, I understand both of y'all are getting up there in your years.
Hey,
but
chill.
At the point in which you look like that and you're on a desk, Big Ben looks like this.
Yeah.
Can't be far removed from a desk. Somewhere.
I give you that. If I'm just walking to the big board and like pre-traumatic stress, like that ain't even post. That's pre-traumatic stress. Hey, Ben, it's all good. Take the money and run. But don't run too fast, you're going to fall. Coming up, there's a big battle in the NFC East tonight. Don't bring that video up no more, dog. We're going to fight. We'll tell you if the Eagles or Cowboys need to win more. Next, don't speak for yourself. You need that life alert or something. I'm falling.
The Eagles and Cowboys are tied for the top spot in the NFC East. So, something's got to give tonight. Dallas is favored by 3.5 points, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. And they can sit on top of the division all alone if they get the win at home. Still, which team got to win it more? Is it the Cowboys or the Eagles?
Oh, it's the Cowboys. The Cowboys are in a situation where they can be thought of as a high-tier team if they can get this victory here, because the Eagles are thought to be a question mark team right now. And in that weak division, everyone's going to slight your wins, but you can get something out of beating the Eagles. Washington, Giants, that's not going to do anything for the Cowboys. So now the dominoes are starting to fall. Oh, you beat the Chargers on the road in their home opener in front of fans, first time in a year? And you beat the Eagles, which is the only other team that is fully respected in your division? Oh, that looks like some positive momentum and mojo. Versus the Eagles, if the Eagles get a victory over the Cowboys, all we're going to do is question the Cowboys. We're not going to give the Eagles their props. And then more importantly, you look at the Eagles, the Atlanta win? Are we really going there? So right now, we think they're a lower tier team, if not a question mark team. Dallas has the most to gain from this, so Dallas needs to get this victory.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Dallas has to get this victory because their expectations are higher. Mm-hmm. If Dallas loses, the sky is falling. Can y'all believe it? We lost to the Eagles. If the Eagles lose, okay, they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. Right. The Cowboys have a $70 million quarterback. The Eagles have a quarterback on his 7th start. Cowboys got a head coach that's won a Super Bowl. Eagles got a head coach on his 3rd start. Cowboys should beat the Eagles and should beat the Eagles handedly. Both if you're asking a Cowboys fan. If you're asking an Eagles fan, they would at least acknowledge the Cowboys should win while they're hopeful that the Eagles do win. Mm-hmm. So if the Cowboys lose, what y'all out there doing? Like, if the Cowboys lose this one, Sal, I'm extremely concerned because now you lost to a Bucs team that we're not going to say is bad. We know the Bucs are really good, but a Bucs team that turned the ball over 4 times, 3 meaningful turnovers. I'm not counting that pick at the very end of the half. You still lost to that Bucs team, Cowboys. Then you went out and you beat a Chargers team, but like Sel said, he was at the game, saw it firsthand. A Chargers team that gave you the game, and you still almost didn't take it. So you lost to a Bucs team that gave you the game. You didn't want it. Then you beat a Chargers team that gave you the game, and you barely beat them. If you go lose to an Eagles team that we have no idea about, that's much worse than if the Eagles lose or almost expected to.
Yeah, here's the thing. Dak Prescott ain't going to lose to these Eagles. I'll give you that. He's won 10 of his last 11 against the NFC least. So it's almost a conversation, and I used to have this conversation when I was an active player in the league. Damn, I'm so glad part of me wishes that I played during the social media era because I would I'll be the first to 1 billion followers because I was that much a donkey. I was a fool. Like, I was really a fool with mine, and it was okay because I got away with it. But I would have put it all out there for y'all to see. But I remember hearing people at times, when you Flossavelli I used to be, I had a car or two that was pretty fresh. You know what I'm saying? And I used to go back home. Like home, not even stunting any. I'm going home. I'm going to see my grandma. My grandma ain't moved. Grandma likes it here. She's the mayor of Compton. I'm going here. In this car, people used to say this. You shouldn't be here with that car. And I was like, I feel the love and protection you're trying to provide, but I also feel like, what you mean? I'm the same OG. I'm still here. Dallas Cowboys. I can hear teams right now saying, if y'all lose to the Eagles, y'all shouldn't be here. Like, where y'all heading should never even interrupt and be intersecting with the Philadelphia Eagles and where they are. Giants, Washington. You shouldn't be on them streets, right? You should be out there handling business, taking care of it, and flossing on. But maybe Philadelphia is a little more than we expected, because I love me some Jalen Hurts right now. He's not on the fence to me. Jalen Hurts is their franchise quarterback. Do you agree with me right there?
That's a good question. And
that's a no. That's a no.
I agree. I need to see more, actually. I need to see more.
Oh, God.
So here's the thing. Jalen Hurts against the Atlanta Falcons ball. 3 touchdowns, no picks. Phenomenal job. But then you go to San Fran, and you play well-ish.
Yeah.
You play well adjacent, but you ain't really play all that well. I want Jalen Hurts to be the franchise quarterback. And in all honesty, bro, when you look at some other franchise quarterbacks, it's almost be careful what you wish for. But I know this much.
Okay.
I know Jalen Hurts has way less to lose and way less to gain in this game. So he don't need it as much. Jalen Hurts, you lose? Okay, you're supposed to lose. You win? Oh, my God, you won. But Dak Prescott, you win? We won't even bat an eye. Duh, you won. Dak Prescott probably making more than the whole Eagles offensive skill positions combined. First-round pick, under rookie contract. First-round pick, under rookie contract. Jalen Hurts, under rookie contract. Miles Sanders, under rookie contract. Dallas Goedert, I don't know if he's got paid yet. I still think he's under his rookie contract. Zach Ertz, the highest paid skill position. So Dak Prescott, you making more than all the Eagles skill positions.
Whole team.
You should be able to go out there and win this football game. Dak got way more, way more.
I got to get this story in real quick. Man, Jalen Hurts is my Uncle Junior. So one day I come over there, and I got this white Rolls Royce right in front of my grandma's house in Compton. Uncle Junior still stay with grandma. Let you know where we going with this. All right? Uncle Junior's like, let me see your keys, nephew. I'm going to go out there and just check out your car. It's my uncle. I love him. Yeah, go ahead. 1 hour goes by. 2 hours. He took my keys. He took my car. He dipset, wouldn't answer his phone. And then he come back like 6 hours later. I said, where you been? He's like, I had to go stun on him. Jalen Hurts might stun on you. He might surprise you and get you, Dak. Coming up, Matthew Stafford is fitting in just fine in L.A. I'm still hot at Uncle. We'll tell you if his Rams are the best team in the NFL next. Don't speak for yourself. Gone. The Rams ruined Tom Brady's first career NFL game in L.A. on Sunday. That's what we do out here in Lala. Defense sacked the GOAT 4 times, while on offense, Matthew Stafford threw 4 touchdown passes, and his squad scored on 6 straight series. Rams moved to 3-0 and are one of 5 teams that are still undefeated. Boy, I'll be killing that prompter. Acho, are the Rams the best team in the NFL?
Yes, sir. Am I the best dressed man on set? You know what I mean?
On set, that ain't hard. Best dressed man at Fox. Shannon got your ass.
No, he doesn't.
Shannon got you by far.
By far?
By a lot.
No.
A lot more than you think.
We can put out a poll, big dog.
I just put it out.
I come with the different fits. You feel me?
You saying Shannon wear the same clothes every day, Shannon?
A little bit. I come up here, I give you a tie.
This is the topic. We saw the game yesterday.
I give you no glasses.
You dress the best in the game?
Sir, I'm not going to say by a landslide, but if we're having a serious conversation,
yes,
it's almost a discrepancy between the Rams and the Bucs. Both are incredibly good teams. One won the Super Bowl last year. Like, I'm not going to sleep on Shannon and his Fitz. He won the Super Bowl last year.
Dog.
But it's a different year, big dog.
Dog, you a youngster.
No, I'm
You
just saying it's a different year.
First of all, the best dressed man ever. The Mount Rushmore started off with Deion Sanders on TV doing this in the early 2000s
Yes, sir.
when you were wet
Yes,
and
sir.
behind the ears.
Yes, sir.
And then he passed that baton to Shannon. And I don't know where Shannon went with it, but he ain't in your range. You are closer to me, and that ain't good. Because I ain't. I'm at the bottom of the.
No. First off, look at the cut that fits.
What you mean?
Look at the cut that fits. First off, you can see my heartbeat. Doom, doom. First and foremost, you can see that. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
Number two, you didn't even catch. You got a little stain right down the other left side. You got a little stain.
Why
right
am I
there.
so close to you then in dressing?
And then here's the thing. I up my game. Lapel pin, sir.
Oh, that's
Where
next
is
level.
your lapel pin,
I know
sir?
you beat me.
Okay, so I've addressed that.
Okay.
I just did you.
Okay,
The Rams,
I'm in last place.
The
I'm
Rams
Shaqiri.
beat the Bears.
I'm Shaqiri.
Okay, don't make you Shaqiri.
Okay.
You're in 8th place.
Okay, I'm in 8th place.
Okay.
All right.
You are the Bears.
Let's go.
You're the Bears.
Let's go.
Right, you got to win on the season.
hijacking this thing.
I'm just saying that I am now the Rams. I'm a sleeper. But if you have any sort of awareness, then you understand he's coming. You feel me? Like, Shannon can't be the Bucs. He got a chip. Has a couple chips.
Ooh, good point.
You got a couple
Good
chips.
point. Dynastic.
But if you are watching and if
Okay.
you really know what's really good,
Okay.
I got like my Matthew Stafford will be the tailoring. Okay. The color schemes will be the Cooper Cups. People don't really pay attention to the Cooper
You
Cups.
ready
of the
for
world.
this tape?
The color schemes will be the Cooper
What
Cups.
took us so long to talk this? You ready?
The Deshaun Jackson will be the accessories.
Yes.
Because if you don't pay attention, you might not show up with the rollie every day if you don't pay attention. But the Deshaun Jackson is the accessories because that's what takes it over the top.
Damn.
You feel me?
Okay.
Deshaun Jackson takes
Okay, can I
over
poke
the
at
top.
this
So
Rams team you
please, go
constructed?
ahead.
Looking a little Jared Goff-ish to me, but I'm gonna go. Can you get your hair cut sometimes? Shannon always crispy from the head to toe.
Yes.
You
That's
look
fair.
dusty up top. You
That-
dusty.
That is fair.
All
But
right,
here's the thing.
okay.
A haircut is very simple.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
So you forget the little things.
A haircut is like the Chiefs ball security. Tyreek Hill fumbled for the first time in 63
you
games.
trying to weave this sports in here?
For the first
Keep
time
going.
in 63
Yes,
games.
yes.
Every now and then I'll fumble. Every
Okay.
63 games. But your boy get a chop on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Your boy get a chop on Saturday. The difference is this. I still have a full head of hair. So it's like having a lot of star players, you have to maintain the
Okay.
egos of a lot of star players.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to maintain the egos of a lot of star fits.
Okay. I needed to get that out. We've been working together for a year. I know it's been on your head heavy and heart, but if I'm this close to you, you ain't got Shannon. Coming up, Justin Tucker made history Sunday. Shannon gonna be hot. Did you even think that? But we'll tell you if that was the biggest takeaway for the Rams' dramatic win. Ravens, I should say. That's next. So speak for yourself.
Now, the Ravens won Sunday, but it was not easy. Lamar Jackson converted on a 4th and 19 late in the game, which helped set up the 66-yard game-winning field goal by Justin Tucker. Longest field goal in NFL history, by the way. And another, by the way, my former college signing mate. Same class. Shout out to you, J. Tuck.
Yes.
Phil, what's your biggest takeaway from the Ravens win over the Lions?
Oh, Hollywood Brown. He's still acting, bro. Like, he acting like he a receiver for real. Like, Hollywood, this is enough, man. You know what the problem is? Because if you don't watch the game intently, you don't know that Lamar Jackson is dropping dime after dime, getting touchdown after touchdown dropped. And then you see the total stats, and you start to question Lamar when it's really dropped touchdown. So, Hollywood Brown, man, you got too much talent to be acting like that. Come on, bro.
Yeah, Sel, that was bad, and it was bad. But I got to focus on my dog, Justin Tucker. Go ahead and fit him for the gold jacket right now. Make sure his suit is not as tight as mine because he needs to fit in it for a long while. Justin Tucker, 66-yard field goal. Longest in NFL history. Justin Tucker, greatest kicker in my mind in NFL history. He's the most accurate in NFL history. He's kicked the longest field goal in NFL history. He also has his Super Bowl ring. He's also played all of his career outside in a division where every game is played outside. Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, plus the Cincinnati Bengals. Justin Tucker has made 44 field goals of 50-plus yards already. His case dismissed. It's not a debate. Justin Tucker is the GOAT, and we witnessing greatness.
He's my favorite kicker of all time, but Adam Vinatieri is still greater than him.
Played inside.
I don't give a damn where you play. He played better inside than him. That's it for us. Fox Bet Live is next. Get him, Shannon.